So what's going on in North Dakota?
Well, right now it's kind of like zombie weather. It's very foggy and dark, but Fargo is great. It's filled with insane, fun people.
I know. I grew up in that weather. I grew up in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and so I know that exactly. When it's nice, it's so beautiful you can't believe it, and when it's bad.
Absolutely. A lot of people are so excited to see you guys. I get a lot of happy people at night, that's for sure. We'll just say it that way.
Yeah, well, that's all you got to do there. So you medicate, and meditate.
Absolutely. And that's what a lot of people do here because I get a lot of phone calls. Hey man, could you play this tune cuz I'm driving around smoking.
Yeah, and then they'll say, "Hey, did you play my tune? 'Cause I wasn't listening."
Yeah. It's because they were coughing so hard they couldn't hear it.
That's great.
So, on this tour, because you and Cheech have been broken up for like 25 years, right?
Yeah, we were apart for a long time, but we got back together 2 years ago, and it's been just glorious. Joe keeps getting better, better, better. And the good part, we got Cheech's son Joey opens the show, and then Shelby, my wife, comes out and kills him with a 25-minute stand-up routine.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. There you go. You have the whole family together.
Oh yeah, and it's a good show. And then they appear, periodically through our show. So it's not just stand up, and it's a whole trip. It's a whole Cheech and Chong experience.
Now, did you guys have to do something after you guys came back together to make sure that it was just like old times? Like, what did you do to get ready for this tour?
Well, we just had one little gig in La Jolla, California. It was a little club that Shelby and I work at every once in a while, to get our show together. It's really it's in a college town, and the audience is, I mean, they're just incredible. And so we did one or two nights there, and it was unbelievable. It was so good. It was like we'd never been apart.
That's the best part because you don't want any, awkwardness or because then the audience feels it.
Oh, you know it. You know it. No, it was weird. Well, we always got along when we were working. It was when we're not working that we never got along. Because we have we'd have different likes and dislikes, and that's the way it goes, with the world.
Absolutely. Now, you guys met in a comedy club in Canada, right?
Well, it wasn't a comedy club. It was a topless nightclub. It was, the first topless nightclub in Vancouver, and it was family owned. So I was in charge of entertainment. So I changed the format from a topless nightclub into a improvisational nightclub where the girls would get naked. So it was very interesting.
That sounds exciting.
That's where Cheech and I met, and that's where we formed our act. And then when the group broke up, Cheech and I came to L.A., and the rest is history.
Well, like, what was your first thoughts of him right before even getting to know him?
He looked like a miniature Johnny Mathis. And short hair, and he was a weird-looking little guy. He looked like a little guy from India. Hello, can I help you? Yes, I cannot do that, but I tell you what I can do. And he looked at me, and I was scary to him. I think he was scared of me because I looked like a biker, and I had my wife with me, and we both we're full-on hippies. It was quite a meeting, but he came down and he saw the show and he just loved it. And he joined up right away.
Oh, that is so awesome! Just to be connected so fast.
Yeah, it was magical. And then it took a couple of years before we really, I really got to know, his the real Cheech. In fact, he was Richard when I first met him, but then he became Cheech when I asked him, if he had a nickname. And then when he said Cheech, then it became Cheech and Chong, and it was was a union made in heaven.
And then it took off.
Well, it took a year, but yeah, it took off very, very quickly. Compared to everybody else. It was so good that everywhere we played, we got the response we wanted, and it just kept doing it. And it never stopped. It never stopped. We did, records, and we did the movies and television. It just went on and on and on.
Were you ever nervous when making like movies and stuff that are people even going to like this? Like, were you ever doubtful?
No, never, not a bit. Because we were the best audience,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it didn't make us laugh, we wouldn't do it,
Mm-hmm.
And we would do things that would make us laugh uncontrollably, we'd do some bits where they were so funny we just play them over and over and over again, like people would do.
Yeah.
And it's the same as the movies, That's why our movies never really had a lot of plot or a lot of script, because we were too busy being funny.
Well, watching your movies now just brings back so many memories for me because back in my high school days, I would watch them with my friends, and when I heard you guys were coming to town, got super excited and was calling all my high school friends being like, hey, remember when this happened?
Yeah, great. Well, that's what we're all about. We do, people come to see us, they do reunions. People get together and they, it's a, we're a uniting force in the world of comedy.
That must be an incredible feeling.
It is. It's incredible. I mean, that's why, we go to airports. Everywhere we go, we get recognized. And I like it because they recognize, when they recognize us, it's like a drug test. We go, oh, I bet where we can get some stuff.